Welcome to the Get Published podcast, sponsored by Brodie Consulting Group. To get more information about our coaching, publishing, executive ghostwriting, and podcast production services, go to getpublishedpodcast.com. Hello, I am Paul Brodie, and thank you for joining us for another episode of the Get Published podcast, where we help authors get published with a proven system that works. Today, we're being joined by Cleo Valente, author of Until You're Notoriously a Famous Actor, Don't Be a Little Bitch. Cleo, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I have been looking forward to seeing that title on the show for about a week now.
Well, you said it now.
That was fun. Are you ready to get started?
Absolutely.
All right, let's begin. What is the one piece of advice that you would give to a first-time author who is currently writing their book?
I think it depends what kind of genre they are writing. My first book is a self-help book for actors. I'm a screenplay writer, but it was easy for me because I knew the subject, even though it was easy because I knew the subject and I was ready for it. I think that you have to be open and be flexible and lay your chapter first and focus, and write and rewrite and look at your market. It's just a question of knowing what you're talking about. What do you want to convey to your audience out there? What is your marketing strategy in terms of who do you want to reach out? And like I said, the writing part was the fun part, was a good part. It was easy for me to do that. Basically, and it's not a big book. It's like 89 pages. It's kind of a pocket book, or a toilet read if you want to. If you want to know how to start your career as an actor in a big city, and knowing that it's more than being good-looking and coming from a city where you had the lead in a play. It's much more than that. Understanding the business. I'm not giving any acting classes. I'm just telling like it is to live in LA. So from basic stuff to how to conduct yourself professionally and how to use your talent and work on your craft and behave accordingly to the rules of Hollywood, because we do have rules. We don't need to know that, calling us 10 times because you're going to be late doesn't cut us for it. And you only have one chance, and there's only one first time. That's it. It's just, you can come close to the counter, but you won't make the sale because of all these other little things. You know that living in LA, you need a car. If you don't have a car, I do not care if you have to take 10 buses to come here and come on time. And I don't want to hear about it. So this is what people neglect to say and come here. Some have talent, some have no talent. They just, think my look's going to take me there, which is not true because we have a lot of beautiful people in LA. It doesn't mean if you don't have any talent, that won't book you the part. Be professional, respect people, don't come with an attitude. A lot of things that people neglect to talk about or totally want to delete from their mind, thinking, well, I have ego. I've been there. I did a couple of roles here. I did a few lines. So I'm going to make it. And people coming from all over the world, everyone wants to come to the Mecca of the film industry. Everyone wants to come to Los Angeles. And obviously, look at the number. I mean, it's a very difficult place to live, to survive, and to make it. So if you come here thinking I'm going to make millions of dollars and I'm going to be famous, that's the wrong attitude. If you come here thinking, you know what, I have so much passion for what I do. There is nothing else I wouldn't do in the world. And I'm going to work hard to make it. Even that doesn't give you any, that won't give you any fame and fortune, but at least you will follow your dream and your passion. And that's all you need in this town. Passion for what you want to do. So you won't give up. That's it.
And what do you feel is the hardest part about getting published?
About getting published, the rules have changed a lot. And authors have to be savvy in the process of publishing. I think, unless you're Stephen King, nowadays you need to be a good marketer. You need to spend time knowing who to address to, how to put together your marketing strategy. The self-publishing world is not that easy, and it's a process like everything else. Writing a book in my mind is only the first steps. The publishing industry is different than it was before, and fewer books than ever have been published. So you need to learn how the self-publishing market, self-publishing book industry is working. There's a competition war, but doesn't mean that you cannot get published. It means that you have to make more research and be more assertive in order to have your book sold and be lucrative and be written.
Well, let's talk about marketing. So please share a marketing strategy that you are planning to use in your book launch that you feel is going to work well.
Well, the book launch, because I'm targeting a niche market, so I think, posting funny videos, writing some quote about the book, enticing people, giving, codes for, pre-sale, making appearance in colleges who offer classes, theater classes, and people graduating not knowing what's going to happen next. That's my target. It's a book I will launch in all the English-speaking country because everyone wants to come to Hollywood and make it, quote unquote, make it. But it's work in terms of social media. You have to be at it and post everything. People have a very small attention span, so you have to just get them where exactly they need to be hit in terms of the word that you're using, the time that you're using those words, and grab their attention and keep on going. Every day, be creative and be part of a blog, exchange with other people who have blogs on your subject and write your own blog. Again, because it's a self-help book, so I think it's a little bit different because I'm helping other people. I'm really telling them how it is really to live in Los Angeles and the day-to-day life from, how to be professionally, how to show how professionally you are on the set, in a casting room, how to choose a photographer, how much money you need to get a good photographer, what image you want to portray, how to market yourself. So it's all useful information. So I can do that by showing them a little video because people are very visual, and video really just, target them and make it, funny, using humor as a tool to entice them to reach out and pick up my book.
Well, and I love the fact that you're talking about having fun with this and having humor, because obviously you've got a heck of a book title there. So being able to use that and to connect that with making funny videos, because again, you mentioned you got a specific market that you're going to be promoting this book to. So by having those funny videos and sharing some of your stories, because when we were talking before the show, you being a screenwriter now for almost 20 years, you've had all these great experiences that you took notes, and then a lot of those notes became part of the book.
Absolutely. That's what inspired me to write the book, and I want to write a sequel. You're famous, now what? I mean, you're famous meaning you have a gig, in a TV series, but so now what? Now what? What are you going to do next? Because you can have a gig for like a season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and no one will hear from you for another 10 years. So you need to have backup plans. Nothing is guaranteed, like life, Nothing is set in goal. It is what it is. You got to be flexible and open. I also use, a little bit of spirituality just for the bad days when you get rejected, because rejection is a big part of being an actor. So I help them, with funny quotes and keep them up, keep the spirit up. And how long can you do it? How long did you set a goal? If you haven't make it in 5 years, do you want to keep on doing this and be a writer, or you want to just step it up as, you know what? It's not for me. I can't do it anymore and do something else. But you have to have a backup plan. You have to have a job that allows you to go to audition and still feed yourself. And rent is expensive in LA. So all of this has to be taken in consideration. Unfortunately, a lot of them don't take that in consideration. They come here like, oh, well, it's beautiful. LA is fantastic. It's a fun city to be with and to be in. The sun shining. We have palm tree. You have this vibe of vacations. You can do yoga in the park. So many things are attractive, but there's another side of the city when you're an actor. It's, be able to live and keep on going for you don't know when you're going to make it. There is no date or when you and if you're going to make it, or if you make it, how long you're going to make it. Because Hollywood will love you, and then they will spit you out because somebody else is coming tomorrow who's better and bigger. You as good as your last haircut, basically. So that's the reality. So try to fit the reality in your day-to-day life, and be realistic about what you want to do, where you want to go. I mean, there's no point of going crazy, but if you have a dream, just hey, you have a itch, scratch it, come to town and try it, but make sure that you understand how it works.
Well, let's talk about your favorite book. So what is your favorite book, and what was the number one thing that you learned from it?
Well, my favorite book is really funny. I have a lot of favorite books, Paul. It's like you asking me what's my favorite movie. It's very difficult. I think War and Peace, because I'm a good reader. War and Peace, Tolstoy. It's a brilliantly follow the character from different background, and because I love good story and storytelling, so that's probably my favorite books. And you can stick your teeth inside that book and understand different point of view during a different era, from peasants and nobility to civilians and soldier, and answer, follow the life of these people and see how it evolved and how people come out of this era and how people from different walk of life can cross paths and survive. So as a storyteller, this is one of my favorite books. I love to see. Actually, I should be born in another era, definitely. I totally, I'm more into that kind of, history type of situation than, newer settings. But that's kind of my favorite book, in a nutshell. To a lot of favorite books that I do like beside this one, but this one is my favorite, absolutely.
And for a final question, what is your favorite quote and why?
What is my favorite quote and why? I think I have a good one. When angry, count to 4. When very angry, swear. That's from Mark Twain. Because life is not as easy as it sounds, but life is also what you make out of it. And if you create a life where you remove people who are negative or give you some headache and drama, then life, you can walk through every day and you have basically good day almost every day. But when you don't, that can be very frustrating. And writing a book in the process, also going into publishing, into the process of writing a book, it's also very frustrating because people get you one direction, other direction. So it can get you very angry and very upset sometimes because they won't give you the right answer, and you won't understand why am I going this direction? Why can you bring me? Because the rules have changed and life changed every day. So you have to remain flexible and have a good sense of humor all around, because that's the only way you can survive. It's laughter. Laughter is the remedy for everything.
Absolutely. Well, Cleo, I want to thank you for being a guest on the show. What is the best way for people to find you online?
They can find me through LinkedIn, which I answer a lot of questions and people contact me a lot via LinkedIn. Or they can Google my name. They can go to my IMDb. I have a website called Acting Out with Cleo. I used to have a podcast on acting, but I stopped it because it takes too much time and I have so many things to do and so many hours during the day to do it. So, but LinkedIn is the best bet if they want to find me at Cleo Valente. That's the best way to find me and talk to me if they want to. I'll be happy to answer any question.
Well, Cleo, thank you once again for being on the show, and I wish you all the best in your author journey ahead.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to hearing more about your podcast and other guests that you may have.
Thanks again for joining us today. To learn more about how you can be featured in our brand new Get Published business book, go to getpublishedpodcast.com.